Hello everyone, I am Mauna Narvani. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be discussing about introduction to linked list. This is the agenda for today's video. First, we'll have a look what are the prerequisites required to understand linked list. What is the need of linked list? What exactly is linked list? What are the different types of linked list? The basic operations that can be performed on linked list, and finally arrays versus linked list. So let's get started. So the prerequisites required to understand linked list is arrays. Here we'll be discussing some of the limitations of array. These limitations are overcome by linked list. Hence, the knowledge of array is required. Pointers. So, in order to operate with linked list, you should know pointers, dynamic memory allocation, the dynamic memory allocation functions such as malloc, calloc, realloc, free. You should know what are these functions, and structures, especially self-referential structures. So as and when we come across these things, we'll be discussing about them, whereas if you have this knowledge, it would be very good. So what is the need of linked list? Let us understand what is an array. Array is used to store similar type of data linearly. For example, if we want to store marks, we know that marks will be of type integer. Usually marks are of type integer, so we declare it as int marks and we specify some size in a square brackets. The size can be 50, 100, anything. It is a fixed size. So if assume that if the size is 10, then the contiguous 10 memory blocks will be allocated to this marks, which is of type integer. So all the data what you're going to store are of similar type, same type integer, and it is stored linearly. And it needs contiguous large block of memory. So 10 contiguous large block of memory is required to store the array. Similarly, if it is 100, then contiguous 100 blocks of memory, 100 into type of the data, so to store the array. So some of the limitations of array are the size of the array is fixed. So you cannot change the size of the array during the program execution. It is fixed. Wastage or shortage of memory. So using arrays, there is either a wastage of memory or shortage of memory. And also insertion or deletion of an element is an expensive. So what do you mean by this is, insertion of an element in an array is expensive because in order to insert new elements into an array, you need to create some space. So to create the space, what you have to do is you have to shift the existing elements. For example, assume that you have this student ID where you have stored the roll numbers in proper order, in ascending order. Now suppose this new roll number 15 need to be inserted. So this 15 should be inserted in between 10 and 20. So for arrays, to insert 15 here, what you have to do is you have to shift this 50 to the right side, then 40, then 20, then create a space where you can insert 15. So this shifting is expensive. Similarly, in order to delete an item or delete any element from the array, now suppose if you want to delete 10, if this 10 is removed, then there will be an empty space. So in order to fill this empty space, 20 will be shifted here, 40 will be shifted here, and 20 will be shifted to the left side. So in performing these insertion deletions where you perform shifting is expensive. So in order to overcome these limitations, we use linked list. Then what is list? First let us understand what is list, then we'll see what is linked list. So what is list? List is a sequence of what to do one by one. So in our day-to-day life, we come across various lists. You have seen shopping list, to-do list, class timetable of a day. So from morning 8 to 9, one class will be there, 9 to 10, another class. So after second class, the third class, and also checklist before traveling. So you'll make sure you have kept all the necessary items before traveling. Doctor's prescription, playlist in music player. So the music player, your contacts, all these items are stored in a proper way. in a proper list. Game of treasure hunt, burning of CD, etc. So the list increases. So there are various examples which we use in our day-to-day life, which are nothing but some of the examples of list. And what are the various operations that can be performed on this list? Traverse in the sense you can go through the list, you can go through the shopping list, whether you have included all the items or not. You can search for any particular item in a list. You can insert new items in the list. You can delete any item from the list. So these are some of the basic operations that can be performed in a list. Now, if you have a look, what is the difference between shopping list and game of treasure hunt? So in shopping list, you can traverse, you can search any particular item, you can insert any shopping item at any position. No, you can insert at the beginning of the list, you can insert somewhere in between, you can insert after some 4 to 5 items, you can insert at the end. Not necessarily you should always insert at the end. You can go on inserting at any position. Similarly, you can perform deletion in shopping list. Not necessarily you should follow a particular sequence. As soon as you get the item, you can immediately delete it. It can be either at the beginning of the list, at the end of the list, or somewhere in between. But can you perform the same thing with the game of treasure hunt? When you are in round 1, you get a clue to go for round 2. Once you are in round 2, you get a clue to go for round 3. So on you reach to the end of the game. So when you are in first round, you get your clue are answered where you can go and attempt the second round. Right. So after completing first round, you go for the next round. So that is game of treasure hunt. So your linked list is something similar to game of treasure hunt. So what is linked list? It is a sequence of items where each item has the related information of the next item in the list. Something similar to your treasure hunt game. So in the first round, you have some information, related information where you can go to the second round. When you are in your second round, you get some related information where you can go to the third round. When you are in the third round, you get some information where you can go to the fourth round. So your linked list is something like this, similar to your game of treasure hunt, where sequence of items where each item has the related information of the next item in the list. So what exactly is this related item is the address. The linked list is a sequence of items where each item has the address of the next item in the list. So that related information is nothing but the address. So first item has the address of the second item in the list. Second item has the address of the third item in the list. Third item has the address of the fourth item in the list. Fourth item has the address of the fifth item in the list, and so on continues. No, so if you put it in another way, linked list is a linear collection of data elements where one data element has the information or the address of the next data element, and these data elements are called nodes. So how to store that next item's address? So with the help of nodes. So these data items are called nodes. Then what exactly is a node? It is a structure which has two important fields. One is the data part and another is the link part. So data part is where exactly your data, the information what you want to store, that will be stored. For example, the student roll number, the entire student information, the employee information, your first item in the shopping list, your first music, the song in the your music playlist. So such information, the actual information which you want to store, that will be stored in the data part. Next comes the link part. So this is the link part which holds the information about the next item in the list in the form of address. So link part holds the address of the next item in the list. So together data and address, we call it as a node. So linked list is a linear collection of data items where each item has the information or the address of the next item in the list, and these data items are called as nodes. So this is one example of linked list where data here is A, B, C. We are storing some information. The node A has the address of the node B in this link part. where it holds the address of the node B, and that is depicted by this link arrow mark. Similarly, the second node B has the information of the node C, the third node in the list. So as this is the last node, means further there are no any other nodes, so this indicates null. The last element points to null. If this element is the last node in the list, then it will be pointing to null, because there are no any other nodes where it can point. So hence, as it is the last node, it will point to null. So these successive elements are connected by pointers. So this address of next element is true. So hence it is connected by pointers. So hence having the knowledge of pointers is required in order to understand linked list. Last element points to null. So last elements, as there are no any other element, it will be pointing, the link will be pointing to null, indicating that it is the last node in the list. It can grow or shrink in size during execution of a program. That's why it is dynamic collection of elements. You need not worry about size. It can increase. You can go on adding nodes. You can go on deleting nodes. So there is no any fixed size here, and it does not waste memory space. So as you delete, you are going to completely remove that node from the list. So there is no memory wastage also. So what are the different types of linked list? We have singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular list. Both circular singly linked list and circular doubly linked list. Whatever the example we have seen with only just one link. One first node has the information of the second node has the information of the third node. So that information is nothing but the address, which is will be stored in the which are connected by pointers. So this is a singly linked list. Similarly, we have doubly linked list, where a node has the information of the next node as well as previous node. That is doubly linked list. Two links, doubly two links. So hence, one node has the information of its next node as well as previous node. But in singly linked list, when the second node B doesn't it has the information of the next node C, but it doesn't have the information of node A. But in doubly linked list B, it has the information of node C as well as node A. Circular singly linked list, the last node which will be pointing to null in singly linked list. In circular singly linked list, the last node will point to the first node, address of the first node. Similarly, circular doubly linked list, last node points to the address of the first node, and first node points to the address of the last node. So what are the basic operations that can be performed on linked list? You can create a linked list, traverse, insert, delete. You can insert at any position. You can insert at the beginning, at the end. Similarly, you can delete at the beginning, at the end, delete in between. All these different operations can be performed. You can concatenate two strings, search for a particular item, reverse, count the number of elements, and so on. You can perform various operations on linked list. Let us see the difference between arrays and linked list. Arrays versus linked list. So arrays has fixed size, resizing is expensive, whereas linked list is dynamic size. You can insert, delete as and when required. Insertion and deletions are expensive. So as we have seen, elements need to be shifted in arrays, whereas insertions or deletions are efficient. There is no need of shifting in linked list. Random access is efficient because of indexing. Uh, if suppose you have an array of 100 consisting of 100 elements, if you want to access the 50th element, then you can just directly specify the index as 50. But if you that is not the case in a linked list. If a linked list contains 100 elements or 100 items, and if you want to access the 50th item, you need to traverse from the first element to the 50th item, first item to the 50th item. So you need to traverse from the beginning of the linked list. So random access using the indexing is not possible in linked list. No memory waste if the array is full or almost full, otherwise may result in memory wastage. So we have seen there will be a wastage or shortage of memory in arrays. So, but in linked list that is not the case. Only extra storage is required to store the addresses, references of the next item in the list. Sequential access is faster because the elements are stored in contiguous memory locations, whereas sequential access is slow because elements are not in contiguous memory locations. So if the first item of an linked list is stored in say some 1000 location, the second item might be stored in some 8000 location. The third item might be stored in some 5000 location. So elements are not contiguous in a linked list, so hence sequential access becomes slow. So this is that's it in this video. We have just seen introduction to linked list. We have seen what are the limitations of array, how these limitations can be overcome with the help of linked list, what are some of the real-time examples of linked list, what exactly is a linked list, and how the data is stored in the form of node, and what are the different basic operations that can be performed on linked list and the differences between arrays and linked list. So that's it in this video. In the next video we'll start with singly linked list. Thank you. Do like, share and subscribe for more such videos.